Ready, and one.
The reason I hired Danny is because I felt like he's never done this genre before. He's done darker movies, but they've always had a fantasy element to it. And this movie, there's really not a fantasy. It's very real. It's as real as it gets. So it's very important that he captures the tone. And I thought that he would be great for this, not because of the movies that he's done in the past, but because of his love of the dark side, one, you know, and the fact that he's such a big fan of Bernard Herrmann. Bernard Herrmann is one of his inspirations, and I love the scores to Hitchcock movies. And this movie really, the way I approached it is like a Hitchcockian approach. So I thought, you know, he would be amazing.
He let me get really big and at moments almost operatic and broad, which was really fun for me, and I love that. In particular around Dollarhide's character, the killer, which is really, I mean, it's funny because I guess I love the villains. And here in Red Dragon, all my real pleasure of the score was all based around Dollarhide because his character was so complex and all the major plot points were around him. He's a serial killer, he's falling in love with the girl, he's obsessed with thinking he's becoming a dragon. I mean, he's absolutely conflicted in every possible way. So I really got into the character, and he has two themes, one being a very aggressive, again, almost an operatic kind of a dragon theme, but the other, which I love, is a child, like a twisted child's theme, because in the heart of the serial killer is a pathetic little child, and I loved picking up and playing on
that. I love music, and I love watching it. I love watching orchestras, and I love watching Danny Elfman do his stuff.
With luck, if I'm destined to do that movie, I will start right away hearing music in my head. When I see pictures, I usually hear music. I went and I watched the silence because I wanted to be aware of what was there, what I wanted to avoid, and what I wanted to do. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Howard Shore, and in fact, in my opinion, that's his best score. My favorite, my personal favorite. I neither wanted to duplicate it, nor did I want to put all my energy into trying to simply stay clear of it and avoid it. So my challenge was really to find a voice that was correct for this movie, and I felt was an original voice. But I wanted to be aware of what he had done, because it was a very lovely piece of work.
There's so much you could say with the music, and every instrument, every moment is so thought out. But I could tell him a general feeling, and he just gets it. That's what's so great. I could tell him something I want to feel from the scene, and he is doing a musical interpretation of the visuals. What I'm trying to say with the visuals, he's saying with the music, and he's even helping it along. He's pushing the audience in the direction that I want him to go, which is a fascinating talent.
I'm but a fleck of dandruff, talent-wise, next to Igor Stravinsky. But there's a quote that he once said something about feeling like he was an antenna, had an antenna up towards the sky waiting for transmissions to get his musical ideas. I don't even know if it's a direct quote or a misquote, but I read that when I was very young. I was kind of obsessed with Stravinsky, and later, many years later, when I became a composer, which I didn't intend to do, I realized that that's more or less exactly what I did. I mean, I just wait for transmissions from somewhere.